Ulster in the end got Dan McFarland up there and for the start of the season, so that's very positive. And look, last year was just grim. I mean, the mood music around the place, it was awful.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're looking for some kind of clean break. Are we asking too much of McFarland to have a Glasgow-esque style of rugby suddenly springing up in Ulster?
Well, I think he's more. I think the game plans, like he's more of he's there to get the pack in order. Like he's a former prop. He's a forwards coach from Scotland. I think where one of the big parts where Ulster would see themselves as being short has been their toughness up front, that they got bullied quite a lot.
So McFarland is not credited with getting the Glasgow style. That's more Gregor Townsend.
I would have thought so. I don't think he would have claimed it. But then you have Jared Payne and Dwayne Peel running things. Jared Payne's in charge of the defence. Apparently the talk is that they're far more aggressive. The one big thing that they were doing differently under Kiss was that the three other provinces were playing Andy Farrell style defensive rugby, whereas Kiss was more an out and up kind of coach. Whereas Farrell was in your face. Whereas I think Payne is putting in more of a Farrell style system, so they're more on par with the way the other Irish provinces will defend. So that we'll hopefully see a little bit of that line speed come into it.
It was such a yo-yo team last year, even within games.
They were crazy.
It was bizarre stuff.
Yeah, I mean the off-pitch stuff took all the focus, but I mean the on-pitch was could be pretty ugly one week and pretty good the following week. They've lost an awful lot of experience over the summer. They're not going to see a huge amount of Rory Best. He's still struggling with a hamstring injury. World Cup year, 35 or he'd be 36 by the time it starts.
It's feeling probably like his last season, last run, World Cup.
He said he's weighing it up and he'll make a decision before Christmas. But I think he'll turn out when he can, but really his focus will be mostly on the World Cup. So a lot falls on the shoulders of Ian Henderson. They've got a new out half in Billy Burns, who comes from Gloucester, again an Irish qualified English guy. Brother Freddie played for England. A lot falls on his shoulders because he's walking in there and expected to run things from the start. Good player, but has not really nailed down. They brought in Cipriani to Gloucester to try and take over from him. There's a lot of intangibles.
I was going to say it's hard to predict what's going to come out of there this year.
Yeah, they've still got some really good players, but they've lost a hell of a lot of experience. Jared Payne, Paddy Jackson, out of the back line. Tommy Bowe, Andrew Trimble are gone. There's a lot of really big players for them over the last decade that have gone away, and they're bringing in a lot of kids, guys from Leinster like Geordie Murphy, Marty Moore, who have to settle up there, who have to try and put their own stamp on things in a new club. And McFarland is only coming in last week, which is a challenge for him as well. You'd hope that he's been in contact with them. Simon needs to be up there for a while. You'd hope the training standards will be up there with Ireland standards if you've got Ireland coaches up there. So I think they're going to be one of the really interesting things to watch in the first 6 weeks of the season is how Ulster adapt to this new system, adapt to their new coach, and hit the ground running after and put last year's basket case behind them.
Basket case, I think, has become the de facto word, hasn't it?